It's another work day today. We are just getting ready to go. I actually really like Thursdays because on Wednesday I have my meeting, and then on Thursday I'm just left to my own devices to get on with what I need to do. It's raining outside, so it's going to be a bit of a wet, rainy day. It's the last major day that we are working, and then from here on in we can move. So we found a laundrette which is just about half an hour down the road, and then we're going to go to a place called Hoya, which is the next town down, and then go to the laundrette and then do 2 towns in one day. So once this work day is done, we are free to go. Normally when it's part of the work week, we tend to not move as much because it's easier to just stay in one place and make sure that we are always in somewhere where we can work. But I really enjoy sometimes just hanging out in the same place, and these are the days where sometimes you are just in a car park, which is not the greatest, but I don't mind because it's that peace of mind. And when else do you ever get to a point in your life where when your work week's over, you're already on holiday, you're already in that place? I mean, it would cost a bomb to get a plane out to Germany for the weekend, whereas we're already here. So it swings and roundabouts. I don't really mind that we have to like park in a car park so that we can get some work done, because that's what funds the fact that we're able to travel the world. There's definitely worse places we could be parked right now, and it's so cozy. I love hearing that rain on the window. It's lovely. Andrew's just using the portaloo, which is conveniently across the road from the car park again. And I actually ate my words yesterday. There was a council guy that turned up, and I was like, I bet he's putting a lock on it, or I bet he's taking it away. And actually no, he topped up the toilet roll and put more chemicals in the loo. And he caught me walking over there with some toilet roll in my hand. It was actually really embarrassing that he thought he knew I was going to use it. To be fair though, we only use it in the morning. We've got our own toilet for other uses, but yeah. Let's get some work done. Good evening everybody. We're currently out on a little stroll in the evening, and we are surrounded, we're just watching. I can't really show you because I don't know. Oh, is he going for it?
Oh, is he going for it? Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's ran away. Oh, it is a hare.
It is a hare. Oh, yeah, you can see by the size of it.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to catch what I'm seeing. The cat's gone over there somewhere, isn't it? There you go. And to the right of me, there are a couple of different hares in the grass, and to the left there's a cat and an owl.
Oh, there's like a pheasant there.
Is there a pheasant? Oh, I didn't hear a
I
pheasant.
think there's one sat on either that or like another big bird.
Oh,
big
cool.
old bird over there.
Big old bird.
It's like Narnia.
It is. But it's really lovely, and you can hear all the crickets. It's like our favourite time of the evening, this, to be able to come out and listen. And then you've got that beautiful pink purplish hue in the light. It's just so nice, so blissful, especially when you, like, if we've spent all day working, when we got back earlier on it was raining again, so then we sat in the van, had dinner, and then we came up for a spontaneous walk now, and actually it's much better because it's cooler. It's really nice evening. So yeah, you can just hear, I don't know if you can hear like all of the animals. It's just so lovely.
So calm.
So calm.
So tranquil.
Yeah.
You could just sit there for hours.
You can. But once again, I need a wee. Oh my god, that was right through there. Have a leak. We either have a leak or this is the bit most it's rained, or the heaviest it's rained ever since I've been in this van. But
the amount of water coming in as there is, I mean, I swear we would have noticed that before.
I have a feeling it's that there is so much water in that seam that it's hitting the seam, hitting the rubber, and it hasn't got enough time to roll off. So it's just literally building up, and then there's only so much it can hold. I could feel it dripping on my face I literally woke up, I could feel like a little drip, and I was like, at first I was thinking it was going to be something up here. To be honest with you, I'm really happy it's not, because you hear that thunder. I'm really happy it's not, because if it had been up here, that would have been really hard to fix.
Yeah.
Because it's right on the ceiling.
Above the wood.
Right above the wood, oh my word. But what was happening is it was coming in through there and just touching the main lid and then hitting me.
Yeah.
So I definitely could feel it. But this is the most amount of rain, so I think we might just need to invest in maybe a different seam or something for there, if it's a weak seam. But it's the first time since we've had the van that we've noticed anything like that.
Yeah, and that wasn't a small amount of water coming in.
No, that was a full-on waterfall.
That wasn't just like a little drip.
Mm-mm. Damn.
Yeah.
Good morning, a very tired hello from both of us this morning.
Morning, everyone.
It is, we woke up later because last night we obviously were woken up by that storm, and I knew, to be honest with you, I knew as soon as we were being woken up by that I was going to struggle to get up this morning, and all of today's task was going to be delayed. And then funny enough, I was looking online and a quote came up about always rushing to the next destination and about slowing down, and it always being about like the next thing and like rushing. And I thought, you know what, why are we trying to rush and get all of these van chores done on the same day of also moving to the next town?
Yeah.
There's absolutely no need. So
No, it just makes it more stressful than it needs to be.
it does.
So we're going to probably try and just eke them out now across the week.
Yes. Well, or even just across the next 2 days.
Even across the next few days, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so we've been to the shops this morning and topped up on our food that we needed, which was a kind of well-needed thing that we were supposed to do that ages ago. We've been eating on the go rather than getting it in bulk, which is what we did at the beginning, so that slowed down the process.
Yeah.
We still need some
That's
more.
because we haven't had access to our usual source of beans.
No, yeah,
Which
the
was
main
the
ingredient.
foundation. That's
Yep.
the foundation of our entire diet, the beans were.
Yeah, so we're on our way. We've decided, so we had different things to do today. We had shopping to do, we've got water, we need to empty the toilet, and we need to go and do our washing, and we need to have showers and move. So today we've done the shopping, and we're going to go and grab the water from the cemetery nearby because they've got running tap there, and then we will make our way this afternoon potentially. We've decided we're skipping Hoya because the nearest place that has washing machines is actually the next town down, and there is a potential that they have showers as well, so we can do 2 in 1. So today actually we just decided, you know what, let's slow it down a bit, head on into the town, go grab last minute bits, and then if we happen to still be here tonight, let's just so be it, and then we'll go sort it out tomorrow. So we're just going to go on into the town now and get a few bits.
Yep.
We have hit the park up jackpot again, which is blooming lovely. It's actually got a bit dark now, so I've taken some footage as much as I can before it got too dark, but actually we can't really see anything now. But this little part was again another one that was hard to find, lots of roads that were blocked off again, but we persevered, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
And now we are parked literally right next to a lake that you can swim in.
The
So
hard work has paid off.
yeah,
Because there's even greater spot than was before at the previous lake.
yeah, because the previous one we couldn't see the
You
lake.
couldn't actually see it. With this one, I mean, you couldn't be parked closer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally right there. You can pretty much fall out of the van into the lake.
Exactly. Once we've woken up in the morning, we'll probably go find somewhere to park closer to the town. This isn't really the sort of spot that I think you can leave your van in when you go into the town.
It's very secluded, so you would presume, okay, well, that must be pretty secure then.
Yeah.
There's not many people around. But then it's almost so secluded that if you just had the wrong person around that had ill intent, they could just have a whale of a time.
Yeah.
And no one would hear.
No. Can you hear that rain? That's crazy.
Very peaceful little spot.
It's really lovely. It's just us here now because everyone's cleared off because of the rain. But actually that's really nice.
Yeah. Look out there, just watching the rain
Yeah,
hit the
you
lake
can see it.
all night.
We're gonna cut off there and
And-
we'll see you in the town tomorrow, hopefully, if we're not just stuck here all
Oh,
day.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's raining.
We'll see you there.
We'll see you there. Bye!
Bye.
Good afternoon, guys. It has been a beautiful morning, but it has yet very quickly turned into
I'm not so good.
a not so beautiful morning and a really horrible rainy day again. I feel like I've spoken to a few people now and it's like this all over the UK and most of Northern Europe. Definitely Northern Europe. At the moment down in Southern, oh my god, that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
But luckily we woke up to birds singing and
That's nice.
like little
calm,
ducks in the lake
still
and
lake.
oh,
The geese flying overhead.
it was beautiful. We
Beautiful.
literally like laid in bed this morning and we slid the door open and just laid there and looked at that lake, and there was no one there until maybe 7 or 8 or 8 o'clock.
It was lovely.
And they were setting up for a party, which was really lucky. So last night there was hardly anyone around. It does say on Park for Night that that place is known for parties. We were just very lucky that when we got there was just a couple of people that just
Yeah.
having like a few nice casual drinks, and they left when the rain came in. But in the morning we laid there, we had our coffee and our breakfast, and then just before we left we went in for a dip, and it was just so nice.
It must be what it's like to feel like waking up in the Shire.
Yeah, it was. Those little moments that you find,
Our jackpot moments.
and it's just all worth it. It makes it all worth it.
It's what you do it for.
It is,
Those
definitely.
moments.
We're very slowly learning the art of just like going with the flow in this life. Like you
Letting
you
go.
have
You have plans, but they're not set in stone.
It could be something better, the fact that we might end up having to stay one more night in this town and then maybe we find something beautiful on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Who knows? I tend to find that this sort of stuff happens for a reason. So it's just learning to slow down and just accept everything rather than be in a rush.
Yeah.
And that's why this morning it was nice to just be able to spend the morning going in the river and not worrying about quickly heading off and rushing into the town and doing everything really fast paced. This life isn't about being fast paced, this is about slowing down.
Be a little bit of
Oh, can you see some
that
brightness?
just looks like it's getting a bit
Oh.
bright out there suddenly. So
Fingers
maybe,
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, yeah.
So we've just had some lunch. We might read our books for a little bit and then hopefully we can get out into the town. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. That's a really nice one.
Yeah. so cool.
When you go to museums, obviously you've got loads of historical items which are all interesting, but
Yeah.
they're slightly out of context because you're
Yes.
looking at them in a glass case.
Mhm.
You have to use your imagination and think about how
They would have
how they would have
been.
been utilised.
Yes.
But you go in something like that, and because it's such an immersive experience, it's like a museum but better.
But better.
Because you actually walk into it, you
Yes.
transport yourself back a few hundred years.
Yeah.
And to actually how it would have
Been
felt,
like
how
we
it would
said
have actually
before,
been.
we've said we could actually imagine that there would have been people raising their tankards,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
chinking their beers, and like Andrew said, having bar brawls.
I mean, that looks like a good bar brawl sort of
It
pub.
does.
It's like-
Yeah, I think that was. We said that we probably potentially
Yeah.
may go in there for a drink this evening
Yeah,
if
you
we
kind of
happen to
almost
still been in
have
the
to.
area.
You almost
Yes.
have to.
You do.
I miss my
I'm
beard
hoping it's
now.
really
Because that guy gave me massive beard
envy.
Beard envy. Because when I had a mighty beard.
Yeah.
And it's the sort of pub you need to be able to go into and spill some ale over your beard and just be a manly man. And just like, oh.
You are a man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for it to be hustly and bustly, but I don't know if it is because this town feels very quiet.
It's very quiet.
So I don't know what to expect.
There's a different kind of ethic here
Yes.
in Europe as well when it comes to going out.
Yes.
It's a Saturday night, but it's not going to be like it is in the UK.
No. We were saying about it's like being the dolce vita, a bit like the Italian kind of phrase and the Italian philosophy.
That philosophy.
But it's all about
good
good living. Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody has like cafe culture. They like sitting out and drinking at their cafes, but it's not about like the rowdy British
No.
drunks that we get.
Yeah.
It's just like civilized.
It is. Yeah, it's quite civilised.
But we're just walking through the town. We had a lovely coffee, sat there and chatted for a bit, and now it's actually quite quiet, so there's not much going on.
I'm just going to wander.
We were going to carry on going through this town and head to get to a laundrette, but at the moment we're just really loving the slow pace that we might end up staying again. Oh look, we found the bear prints.
More bear prints.
More bear prints. Yeah. We're going to follow those, and I shall roll the information about them now.
Nienberg is a charming town with beautiful half-timbered buildings and Renaissance gables, taking you back through thousands of years of history. Walking around the town, you will see the Nienberg coat of arms. You can follow painted bear paws around a 3.6 kilometre trail that leads to 32 sites in the old town.
Good afternoon, guys. It is currently Sunday afternoon, and today was the day we were moving down to the spot that I'm going to be in for, my birthday tomorrow. And the plan today was to go get our washing done and get some showers, get to the spot so that we were in the spot ready for tomorrow. We found a beautiful little forest that's off-grid with a lake that we can swim in. We're going to go to the shops tomorrow morning and get some stuff for breakfast, cook a breakfast on the grill, and then have some lovely food at a barbecue, and it's going to be beautiful. But on the way down, you will never guess what. There was another road closure to get into this place. We've been looking for one of these revolution places for ages, and lo and behold, the one turning that we needed was closed. And I'd already found another route, so my phone had rerouted me so that we could take the diversion. But in Europe, they do not have diversions. They don't ever seem to put diversions there. They just close the damn road, and then you have to find another way around. So we tried another route. We tried to get back on the main road, couldn't do it, so we pulled over, and we saw all these cars were struggling to find where they were going. You could just tell everyone was just like, where do we go? And I followed this lorry. I thought, he looks like he knows where he's going. Turns out he didn't anyway. He pulled into this area, and I got out and used the translator and asked him for help, and that we were trying to get to this place, and that it's all closed. Anyway, he gave us slight directions on the translator, but it still didn't really help. There was such a language barrier. He didn't speak a single word of English. And then he pointed and said, like, well, isn't it funny how we kind of had the intuition he was saying follow me, even though I had no idea what he said. But he said to follow him, and about 5 minutes later, me and Andrew were looking at each other like, did he say to follow us? Did we misread him? Are we now just following some random lorry driver as he carries on his day job? And he's probably thinking, why are they following me? But no, he was. Trusted him. We trusted him. And he was, and he took us all the way around. Oh my God, it was like a 20-minute journey to get to this place via a different direction. finally got here and we are so thankful. So whoever you are, thank you so much for helping us. That was an amazing thing that you did there, because we were getting so stressed. So we got here, we put our washing in. In fact, our washing is just done now, so that's good. And we're going to go have showers and make it on our way to the place for my birthday. But it seems to just be every single time that we have that we need to be somewhere, there's a diversion. I think it's just, I don't know what's going on. So we're having a coffee, waiting for the stuff to get dried, have a shower, which I really need because I need to be fresh for my birthday, and off we go. Oh, and another light came on in the van on the way down, which we've asked my dad for some help for. Luckily it's not alongside any other lights and looks like it'll be okay to leave for a second, but we will need to have a little look at it when we get there. So fingers crossed we can get to the next destination. So here we go.
Revolution Laundry, or Wash.me, is a fantastic service that can be found in the UK and in many places throughout Europe. When it's been a long time between washes, it's a luxury when you can come across one. They are super easy to use, just click the desired language and then choose between wash or dry. Then you just need to choose the load that you need. You can pay extra to add softener if you wish. You can also opt for a text when your laundry has finished. Choose a payment method. This one was cash only, even though the site did state that a card was accepted. And then once you're ready, chuck the washing into the matching machine number of your choice. Then use the white button to choose the desired program. And then use the green button to press start when you're ready.
Clothes and shower done. I literally cannot tell you how amazing it feels to have fresh clothes. You can.
Yeah.
It feels amazing.
Feels amazing.
Feels amazing. We are so grateful that that one had showers as well, because we didn't even know that that did. We were going to have a van shower.
It was, yeah.
So it was a beautiful sight to behold.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that, it was going to be buckets
and sponges and we have gone so long without washing our clothes. I know that sounds bad, but in van life you don't always come across laundrettes on your journey.
Technically, yeah, it has been.
We've had clothes to wear. It's not like we've been wearing dirty clothes, but we ran out.
Every single item.
Yes, used every single item. Our laundry basket was like overflowing.
Yeah.
And we were waiting. Next town we'll have a laundrette. The next town we'll have a laundrette, and it just never came along. So then we were like, oh. Well, maybe if we go somewhere a bit more city-like, but then there just was never a good time because we're trying to follow this trail. And then we found one of these and we were just like, oh, thank goodness for that. We can finally do everything.
Yeah.
And then they happen to have showers as well. Oh my God, it feels so good.
Yeah.
Everything that we are doing in this life is worth that, worth the issues, that worth having to look for showers. It definitely is worth it, but sometimes you go a little bit longer than you want to. But what it does do is it does make you humble and does make you feel grateful for when you do find it. It feels even better, because normally in a normal household you shower like every other day. We use much less water than most households. We literally fill up our 20-litre bottle and it lasts a long time.
Yeah, I'd say this will last like a good week or so.
What, longer than a week?
Yeah.
I would say, well, yeah.
No, I'd say about
just
a week.
over a week. Yeah. But if you were to put a bucket underneath every household's like sink that also captures all of the water you use in your sink plus the water you use in your shower, I reckon you'd use way more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's time to go to the birthday spot. Annoyingly, everywhere's closed today, so can't go get any shopping. Everything is closed, but the shop's open at 7 AM tomorrow, so we're going to wake up nice and early and head to the shop and get my birthday stuff. There's lots of hikes and walks in the area, so it's going to be really nice.
Little spot, yeah.
And we're still getting there later than we wanted to. Everything that we do in van life always takes more time than expected.
Yeah.
Every time. So here we go. Let's go.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling.
Hello,
everyone.
a rainy hello on my birthday.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday. Yeah.
And to be fair, I'm not very surprised with this weather. It's been like this every single day.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be like this.
Yeah, we just need to get out a little bit, just because.
Yes.
Although the plan was today to sit in and just chill,
Watch movies, eat
eat food, and just snuggle on down.
Yes. Thing is, in this life, the one thing that I find is because you're continuously on the move, and there's always somewhere you've got to be or move to, which is beautiful because of the things you get to see.
Yeah.
But on my birthday, it's actually like the opposite. I actually want to do nothing.
Well, I think that's actually because the majority of our everyday life is being proactive.
Yeah, seeing
Up and down,
places,
seeing
exploring.
places, walking around. You jump at the opportunity to actually do none of that,
Yeah.
which is funny. It's
It
the opposite
feels,
way
yeah.
around normally.
Birthdays are normally the time to go off and do bits and bobs, but
Yeah.
actually I'm like, you know what, let's just get some food and watch movies. So this morning was a bit of a different one, an odd one, because we forgot that everywhere was closed on a Sunday yesterday. We got
Yeah.
caught out with no milk. Can't not have any milk for a coffee in the morning on my
No,
birthday.
We didn't have any planning. We didn't.
No,
well,
we were really,
We just weren't.
we just were really
ready for it.
unorganised.
Yeah.
So this morning I climbed out of bed at 6 o'clock, woke myself up enough to drive, and then I drove us only like 9 minutes down the road to the nearest Aldi. And then we quickly had a cheeky pop to McDonald's to use the loos, and then drove back, and it was all like we left at about 6:30, and we didn't get back to our spot until like gone 9. So it was actually took until 9 o'clock for us to sit there and have a coffee and relax. And now we've been watching a movie. I just watched one of my movies I wanted to watch, which is called Tall Girl,
Yeah.
which is a typical girly movie that I always used to watch. Funny thing is, I'm not really a girly girl, but I actually do really like rom-com
The
girly
cheesy
films,
little-
cheesy
Yeah.
films. Always do.
I said at the beginning of the stage, today download whatever movies, whatever cheesy girly movies you want to watch, or your rom-coms, all those classics
Yep.
just to sit and watch at home.
That's what
And
we're
then we'll
doing.
just spend a day watching all those.
Yeah,
Whilst
we've
I
got.
dine upon your every need.
Yeah, he's spoiling me 100% today. So we're just on the way up anyway to go for a walk around the lake. Hopefully the rain stays like this,
Hopefully.
and we'll just have a little wander, and we're starting to learn how to mushroom forage. So we're gonna start identifying mushrooms. We have some information on a PDF, which
Yeah.
we're not going to pick anything yet.
No,
We are just going to
anybody
start.
watching,
Yep.
don't worry.
Yep.
We're not
We're
going to
make sure we're good.
Pick, I don't know, whatever it's called, a red cap. And
No.
poison ourselves. We're just
No.
going to identify, just have some fun, spot some, and then get that up and just see what it is.
What it
if
is.
we can identify it.
Exactly. Is that another nice spot, you think?
Yeah,
I was
probably
looking
is.
at this as well. I thought this looks like a nice little spot. Oh, it's just another
There's
accessible.
another one of those ones.
Ah, this is quite nice as well.
It is.
No trees covering us though. This
No,
one.
to be honest with you, I was mainly looking down here because I'm on mushroom alert.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I see.
I wasn't actually
Well, we
looking
can
for
head
anything.
in there.
Maybe
Should we
look
head in there?
there.
Let's go in there. Let's go have a little wander.
Yeah. We're on a little mushroom hunt.
Not in the water. We're
Not in the water.
We found some over here. Is that my
Life is a
How colourful it is.
We found these
no
ones here,
telling where it
which
goes.
we think are chanterelles.
Driving through days and nights,
Pretty sure they're chanterelles.
Yeah.
won't stop for
The stem
traffic
is quite
lights.
thick,
Yeah.
which apparently the false chanterelles have a thin stem.
Really wanna know
Are you having fun on your little mushroom hunt? Oh, you found another one.
No, I just think there was a little frog or something.
And it's gone now.
He just went in there.
figure out where the road goes.
I noticed a jump. Am I having fun on my mushroom hunt?
You are.
Yeah, and I feel like a little toddler, and all I need is like a big pair of boots,
Yeah.
wellies.
If you had a
And I
pair
can be like,
I lost my
Yeah.
mind, I will keep on holding my head.
If you had a pair of wellies on now,
you go start jumping. in the
yeah, because of how, if you pull the poncho right down as well at the front, if you had a pair of like full length wellies on now, they would literally go up to the bottom of that poncho and you'd be completely covered.
I know, perfect, isn't it?
Jumping
Lovely,
from
isn't it?
cliffs so
You having fun?
I am.
Is this a good way to spend your birthday?
100%.
I'm glad.
Out in the wilderness.
Sometimes we're crashing
Oyster.
down, but we get
Why is
up
there
and start
oysters in
from
there?
the ground. And
Why not?
Not the sea.
I really wanna know,
Good point.
really wanna know.
Are oysters
Oysters come from
purely,
They're
they're not a freshwater? Yeah, of course they are.
seafood, aren't they?
Are they oysters though?
More, look.
I don't think they are oysters. They look too small to be oysters.
I will
Mollusk?
keep on searching for my highs.
They're definitely some kind of mollusk.
Mollusk.
A mollusk.
A mollusk.
Keep on holding my head.
You're a little
Carry
mollusk,
on
aren't you?
looking for I am. Just carry on looking for. You're not even filming for me anymore, you're just filming for you.
You're just such a little mollusk.
When I stare into the night, I can see the burning light, shifting slow from red to green. Sweet, sweet dreams. Every breath means letting go. Climbing my silence to show. Sweet, sweet dreams. Deep sleep, big heat, cover me, re-energize me. When I fantasize, deep sleep, big heat, cover me. Turn out the light. The next morning when I wake, I feel like Sleeping Beauty, and the world is at my feet.
Good morning, guys.
morning.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, yeah, midweek.
Yeah, midweek.
Getting there.
Oh yes, definitely. We are in Hamlin or
I think it's spelled Ham Elm.
Ham Elm. This is the
yeah.
famous place of Pied Piper
Pied
story.
Piper story,
It
yeah.
is the famous place of the Pied Piper fairy tale. So this is one of the main parts, obviously, of the fairy tale route.
Yeah, I mean it's like one of his most well-known
Yeah,
works.
definitely. So this is where we woke up. This is what our view was, as you could see.
I've seen worse views than that.
Yeah, so we're just about to walk down. There's a nice, lovely, beautiful, windy path all the way down, and straight into the town. And we're just gonna head on in. But yeah, just a nice
Get down
chilled
there,
one.
have a little wander.
And then we will get some stuff done and explore this town of Hamlin or Ham Elm.
Ham Elm.
Ham Elm.
Alan.
The next morning when I wake, I feel like Sleeping Beauty, and the world is at my feet.
So we've just spoken to some locals and confirmed that it's Ham Elm,
Yeah.
but the English word for it is Hamlin.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So that's interesting.
Exactly. And we just walked all the way down that hill. Oh my word, that is going to be a tough one going back up. That was.
I'm gonna have to strip down my layers later.
Yeah.
And just get down to the t-shirt because that is steep.
Yeah, and this is an hour walk in. I mean, this is a nicer hour walk in than we've done before. But it's kind of like you either have the city in Belgium that was flat, or you have the nature, but it's like windy all the way up for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes, I don't know. It wasn't counting.
To burn off the birthday food.
Birthday food, yes. Well, we've still got another pack of biscuits when we get up the top, so.
That'd be a good reward.
Deep sleep, big heat, cover me, re-energize me. While I fantasize, deep sleep, big heat, cover me. Turn out the light. Deep sleep, big heat, cover me, re-energize me. While I fantasize.
Right. That thing there, where we're parked. All the way
Up there.
up there.
Upon Mount Doom.
Whose idea was it to park up there, eh? This is miserable, and we're only like 5 minutes up. And the issue is, in a van where you don't have a shower and you don't have a heater, You basically just get in and you wet stuff and it stays wet.
Oh.
You gotta laugh, haven't you?
You have to. That doesn't seem too bad.
Is it alright?
Yeah.
Well,
That's not fun.
but to be honest with you, what probably a good idea would be is to go to that, drive to that laundrette in
Oh,
town.
that's a good idea.
Just take our stuff to the laundrette and go put it through the dryer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
To be honest, we've done very, very good because we have been in Europe now for a month and a half, just over a month and a half. By the looks of it, England has been getting battered with rain and Germany has been just as bad. But we've never been caught out in it. We've always been quite lucky where we've got back into the van and it's stormed straight away. And we've always been in the warm. But we've never got caught out like that.
No.
So we've never had to really go through the normal
Pretty good.
like issues of van life and wet gear.
Either a combination of being very lucky or just us normally
Reading
making
the
the
weather.
wise decision, reading the weather and thinking, right, we'll wait this out from it.
Yeah.
Has meant that we dodge this kind of weather, but today we're just completely caught out by it. And coming up that little mountain pass there, it was just lethal. It was just all mud.
All mud. So I'll dry off, get into the back, get the kettle on.
Yeah.
Nope. Not bad for a month and a half in Europe to only get caught out first time now. Good morning, guys. It has been a couple of days. So the last time you saw us, we were absolutely soaked getting into the van, and we had no way of getting our stuff dry, and we spent that evening trying to air it out on our little makeshift washing line outside. It just kept on raining and it did not work. So the next day we actually did take it to a laundrette, and the laundrette was only like €3 for wash and €3 for dry. So it was actually really nice that even though we had to do a second wash in the same week, it didn't actually cost very much at all. And then they had free Wi-Fi in there and plug sockets as well, so I had my meeting in the laundrette and worked in there for a while, so that was actually quite handy. Don't know if you can hear that, but this is where we've woken up this morning, right next to a zoo, so you can hear the monkeys. Woo! It's so cool. So the last time we spoke to you, we were on our way down the fairy tale route. Now a lot has actually changed since then. Me and Andrew have had a discussion and decided that we actually are starting to head home early. So the fairy tale route is something that we have wanted to do, but the towns are very rural, which is lovely. They're in the middle of nowhere, which is beautiful, and they are much more natural and more what we're looking for. But because we don't have solar in the van and we don't have Wi-Fi, we are always relying on going to cafes or libraries to work, and the work is what allows us and provides us the money to be able to travel, and it's our priority. And we're not in the same position as a lot of van lifers. Like, we can't just work from the van, which is obviously something we will do in the future, but for now we can't do that. And the problem is that my insurance only gives me 60 days worth of breakdown cover, and it wants to charge me an extra £40 for the extension of another 30 days. The last month was always going to be about travelling home anyway, so we were always going to do the fairy tale route and then make our way back home via France and just cover the kind of the border of France and make our way back home. It would be about a total of 4 hours of driving left until we got to the bottom of the fairy tale route, and then another total of 8 hours left, or like across, to actually get us home. If we decide to turn around and head home early, we save ourselves 80 odd euros in fuel, not to mention the extra 40 euros to extend the breakdown cover. We had a few lights come on, as you know, We're worried about the electrical issues getting worse if we don't sort it out, and also we're just both very satisfied and happy. We don't want us to end up spending more money on traveling and on fuel when really our main priority is actually to set up the solar power and all of the other updates that we want to do to this van. This trip was an experiment to figure out whether we really liked van life or not, and in fact we absolutely love it so much so that we're almost too impatient, don't want to spend any more money on anything else.
It's a worthy sacrifice.
It is a worthy sacrifice.
This last month going back to UK, it's a worthy sacrifice in order to get ourselves completely rigged up.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a no-brainer for us. We've learned a lot about ourselves on this trip, and now we want to start heading back and go back to the UK, get things ordered and get things delivered to our family so that we can actually do the things we need to do on the van. There's so many things that are piling up in our minds that we want to get. It's kind of pointless staying out here for another month just for the sake of the drive home. So we are on the way home now. We've turned up into this little town. I can't remember what it's called, but I will put it here in editing. And this town is really cute. We're gonna have a little walk around, and then we're gonna probably travel around 2 hours a day. Maybe I might do a bit more. It depends on the light that comes on and how the van does. It's all about turning around at the good moment. Sometimes if you push things a little bit too far, you could end up cutting it into, it could create
We don't want to.
Like if we say, like at the moment Freya has a light coming on,
Yeah.
and at the moment the light goes off, but then if we decide to travel further down to Germany and then we break down, suddenly the trip ends on a bad note because we break down, we have to get pulled to a garage, we have to spend loads of money on that, and then
You
the
kind
savings
of
we've got for the solar.
Waddle back into the UK with your tail in between your legs. I think it's completely different making a calculated decision to head back at the good moment.
Yes, exactly.
Rather than going back because you have to, because we've just ran Freya into the ground.
Yeah.
So
we thoroughly love Freya. She's been amazing to us, and we want her to last as long as possible.
Yeah.
So driving with a light on, knowing that we're going to give it a go. We're going to try it. We think it's the fuel filter needs leaking, needs to be drained. So we're going to give that a go. But if it can't be done by us, then we certainly don't want to be driving too long with a light on all the time. We want to make sure we can get ourselves home. But yeah, we're going to go waddle into the town, and we shall update you on our way home. And when you see this, we may even be home because I'm really behind on the editing, but we shall see.
yeah.
So when we drove yesterday, the light came on after the first 10 minutes of driving, maybe even sooner than that. So we didn't quite work the way we thought it to, but online it did actually say that you might have to do it a few times. We got to our next stop in this little town. This is it's Lunan we are in now. So we got here, last night we were in a park up near a forest, and it was really odd. It's the second time in the same week that we've had to move from our park ups. The very first time we parked up in a different town was near an abandoned clinic, but it was really mucky, messy, clearly not looked after by the locals or fellow caravan van lifers. There'd been people up there who had just dumped all their toilet tissue all over the floor. There was rubbish everywhere, mixed in with obviously the mulchy leaves. It was just really not a nice place, and I had a really bad feeling about it. There was one other caravan parked up in front of us, which you would think makes you feel a bit more at ease, but I don't know, it just didn't feel right. I couldn't settle. I had this weird feeling that we were going to get some person like staring through our window at night coming out from the abandoned building. So we moved, and I felt much better. Then last night we got to this car park, and it was like a forest car park with 4 different entries, so they all had height restrictions on them which we could get through. It was a nice car park actually, really nice nature area, but there was these like boy racers that were turning up and then doing like almost like mini loops. It was really strange because it's not fast, you can't go fast enough to do sporty sort of driving loops in that area. You could only really like accelerate for like what, 5 seconds before you had to stop and turn around.
You can't do it that fast.
No, well it's hard to explain.
The strip, each individual strip wasn't very long.
No. And then you had to slow down to get out under the barrier and then turn around and come back in. And then we had a random car that kept on coming down one side of the car park, turning around and then coming back up past our van really slowly. They did it like 4 or 5 times, and we were sort of thinking, how fun can this car park really be that they're going round and round? And anyway, I was like up like a little like guard dog. I was like looking through the windows, and I thought if they do it one more time, because to me it felt like they were like, what did you use, like staking out our van or something. I don't know, maybe they were they were trying to make us move on. Maybe they were just trolling us.
Maybe they were trying to sleep there. I don't know.
Maybe they were checking out the van and different possible ways they could break in if we left it there tomorrow. I don't know. But
all these things run through your mind, which all add up to you making the decision.
Yeah.
That was me.
The weird thing about it was that they would come in, do a circle around us, and then disappear off the road again.
Yeah.
And they would come back around and do the same thing.
Yeah, they would.
And I just thought, that's really odd. So we moved and we got here and we were facing the lovely like green area there. Nice and calm. There's a house behind us. There's also limos parked here.
Yeah.
This feels residential. There's big hikes in the area. Lots of people passing through. Just feels much better.
People are definitely parking up here to go for a little walk.
Exactly.
So this feels like a much safer. You just get that feeling.
Yeah, and it's just worth going with your gut, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because in these sort of situations, it's one of those things where it's not worth the risk.
No.
Like if you ever feel like there's something not quite right about a place that you park,
You might as well just listen to that gut feeling, aren't you?
you live in your van, you have the potential. It's not that you're paying for a campsite that you don't want to lose your money or paying for a hotel room. You can just get up and leave. So don't just go with your
Why
gut.
put yourself for it?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go for a little wander down the river into the little town and then get on the road today. So we shall see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
So after many hours of trying to get the fuel filter cap off, we actually realised we were turning it anti-clockwise when you're supposed to, well technically it was always anti-clockwise, but this one was clockwise. We've emptied like the fuel filter. There wasn't really much amount of water though.
Apparently there's not much water that gets in there.
No,
So,
but only a tiny amount can actually make a difference. But the real tester will be if after driving for 20 minutes to half an hour, if the light comes back on. If the light does come back on, then that means there's obviously a wiring, like it could be a sensor. Fingers crossed, we're going to probably get driving this evening. Because we were only going to maybe stay if it was becoming an issue and if it got too late, but we do want to get moving and not head back towards. We only have 6 hours and 50 minutes of driving in total to get back to the ferry. We don't want to book the ferry until we actually get to the ferry safely.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll book it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we haven't experienced any other issues with Freya.
She's doing us well, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Fingers crossed.
Whether or not that makes the light go off, it's done. So.
Exactly. Let's go. Evening, everybody.
Hello.
So plans have changed again.
Yeah.
We were going to slowly make our way back to the ferry over the next week.
Yeah.
But then when we were laying in the middle of the forest today around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, after having quite a few coffees as well and feeling a bit restless, but it was raining and we couldn't get out and go for a walk. I had a thought and I said to Andrew, I was like, how do you feel about getting on the ferry this week? Quite fancied getting up and doing a drive all the way back to Dover, to Calais.
And that's
exactly what we did.
We did.
Yep. And we are currently sat in Calais.
In the same little parking spot as we did 2 months earlier.
2 months earlier, where we were sitting ready to start our journey. And it's a bittersweet thing because when we first got here, even though we were feeling very brave and happy and excited, there were so many fears and worries about it because it's the first time.
The magnitude of what we was about to do just got to us both. I can remember both of us just laying in here.
Like, oh, this is really scary. And look at us, we've done it all.
Yeah.
We may be coming home a month early, but to be honest with you,
it's a calculated decision.
Yeah.
We're not coming back with our tail between our legs or because we had to.
No, we feel like...
It just feels great.
Yeah. We are happy that we're going to be we've just booked the ferry back, so we are getting the ferry back tomorrow.
Now we know it's happening. Like...
It feels so good.
It feels so good.
And we're going to go get an English breakfast when we first get in.
Yeah, hopefully Dover has a good old Wetherspoons.
Exactly.
But,
we've been craving one of those for a while.
Yeah.
We're going to get some sleep. See you in the morning on the ferry.
Good night.
Night. Hey guys, I hope you're doing okay. Thank you so much for watching, if you are still watching till the end. It's just going to be me filming today. Andrew's actually going to take a break from the camera and I will go into more detail soon about that. As you can see, our trip to Europe didn't end the way that we wanted it to end. Well, it kind of did. We were on the way home and we purposely made the executive decision to come home early because we wanted to save money for the solar, and we had an engine light on. So those two decisions that we made were clearly good decisions, but we didn't expect what happened next. We got on the ferry, we got off the ferry, and we literally broke down 30 minutes from Dover. We are so lucky. I am so grateful for my breakdown cover. I'm so grateful that Freya got us home and on English soil. And it was a dramatic experience, and I didn't film any of it because it was my first breakdown since being a new driver. It was upsetting. I was crying when I watched my van be put on the back of that lorry. It was quite heartbreaking for me. To most people, a vehicle is just a vehicle. It gets them from A to B, but when it's your home, it's a totally different story. So I'm going to keep it short because I've only got 10 minutes till this film is an hour long. So I'm going to try and give you the lowdown of what happens next. When we broke down, we got relayed back to Southampton to my dad's house, and then we spent the next month trying to figure out what the next plan would be, how we're going to get it fixed. Is my dad going to be able to fix it? Which was reliant on some people that he knew. That unfortunately didn't pull through, so it ended up being a month later that we took it to the garage. We took it to the garage. They figured out that there was something. It was the shaft sensor. I'm not good with this, so I probably am going to say it wrong. Shaft sensor was wrong, and the fuel filter was broken, and we had all 4 glow plug lights out, completely broken. So that wasn't good. So we've paid, to this point, we've paid £650 to get it fixed. It's up and running and it moves. We were keeping it in the air. Me and Andrew picked up a few part-time jobs to save up some money, and the solar has still not been done. The reason for this is because since then we've now gone to Winchester, which is only a 25-minute drive from Southampton, and whilst we were on the way to Winchester, the glow plug light came back on, which means that the money we have spent has not actually fixed it, and we still need to go back to the garage. So at the moment it is currently the 10th of November, and the 13th of November it's going back into the garage. He seems to think that it's the injectors, which can be an issue after having a problem with your fuel filter. My dad seems to think it might be electronic, who knows. So we got home, we got our heads down, and within 2 weeks we picked up 2 part-time jobs, which is great, and I'm very, very grateful that we were able to do that, so we could top up on our funds and pay for the things that need to be paid for without going into any savings. But of course, now that we need to keep digging deeper, we are leaving Southampton to go down to Andrew's family for Christmas, and the plan was to go to Spain and Portugal in January. We have our van going into the garage on the 13th of November. We have our MOT booked on the 18th of November, and we leave Southampton on the 12th of December. So we have a month to finish fixing this van. If we need to come back to Southampton and go to the garage again in January before we go to Spain, then we will damn well do that, because nothing's going to stop us carrying on travelling. As long as it doesn't reach a certain point where, I don't know, the engine goes or something ridiculously expensive goes, then we will keep funding what needs to be done on this van, because it's our home and it is our pride and joy, and we love Freya and she has done us amazing so far. So yeah, that's the lowdown. We are very grateful for our family members that we can come home, and we have been living between the 3, so we live part-time at dad's, part-time at mum's, and part-time in the van. We decided that we probably aren't going to get solar now. Now there are a couple of different reasons for this. We only have 1 month where we're going to be the coldest, which is November, and from December the 1st we made a decision before we decided about our solar that we're spending from December the 1st till Christmas inside family homes, not to take the mick or make use of the warmth. It's actually because that's our Christmas period where we will be seeing family members, so we will be spending part of the Christmas with my family, and then we drive down to see Andrew's family in Cornwall. So from the 1st of December onwards we're going to be inside, and we won't need that heat and warmth. And then in January we drive to Spain where, well, hopefully we drive to Spain where the temperatures go back up to 15 to 20 degrees. Yes, it might still be a bit rainy, might be a bit cloudy, but Spain is a bit warmer in the winter than it is in the UK. So really, it won't really matter so much. Also, because me and Andrew are planning on leaving the van at home at one point and going further afield to South America, some countries that are on our bucket list that we cannot get to via van, it does mean that any work that we do on the van could potentially be wasted and go towards flight tickets in the future. This van might not be permanent. We will want to be able to take that off, so a power pack, for instance, is better. So we decided to invest in a power bank, and we've just had that now, and we're seeing how that does and seeing if that's better for us, because at least that going forward we can move that and take that to the next van we buy, take it to a boat if we get a river boat in the future, which is obviously the plan, and it's just much more modular and can come with us rather than being on a roof of a van that we may sell in the future. Who knows what happened? Freya may still be with us 5 years time, and if that is the case, great, but I don't want to make a £1,500 investment on a van that could not last that long. So that was why we decided against that. Going forward, we are doing it the correct way round. So we will be in the UK in the summer, and when the UK gets cold, we will be going to Europe, into hotter countries in the winter. So we'll be chasing the sunshine. First time round we did it the wrong way round. We went to Europe because we just wanted to get out there and see how it went. So we were there in midsummer, and then we've come back to UK in winter. But now we're going out in January, we will come back into the UK summer, and we've already found some places that we can do some campsite work together. So we're going to do 6 months work, 6 months travel, and we're going to continue to do it that way round. Remote work from the van is something that is a fantastic asset and something that I will always utilise, but we've realised that we don't want any more work. We don't want anything that keeps us inside the van. We actually want to have less work and be able to enjoy the 6 months that we're out there and not be focused so much on work. So working part-time or full-time for 6 months to save up to then go away with that money and come back is the way we're going to do things going forward. And we've both decided that is more up our street. So that also affects things like solar and the choices we make for that as well. Anyway, going forward, the videos in the future, which I will go into more detail very, very soon. It's not something that I can talk about just yet because it's personal to Andrew, and Andrew's going to take a step back from the camera, and we've decided for creative reasons that I'm going to be more of the voice of this camera. You are going to see Andrew in the background, and he will be there naturally. You are going to see this from more of my perspective now, what I enjoy, and Andrew is happy and wants to take a step back from the camera, which is perfectly fine. He doesn't like the pressure of being behind the camera, and he finds that whenever I say that I'm going to start filming, it really affects him, and he loves the fact that I get really excited about filming, and creatively it's something that I really enjoy. Whereas if there is not as much excitement from both of us, I am not going to push that. I would love to take this channel in the direction that I want to, as part of a creative project for me. So you are going to see us both and what we're up to on our journeys, but it's going to be much more from my perspective. Thank you so much for watching. This has probably gone on more than 10 minutes, so I do apologise. If you have enjoyed the video, thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and press the like button and leave us a comment and say hi and introduce yourself. I hope that you will join us on our next adventure to Spain and Portugal in January. Please keep your fingers crossed for us, and hopefully Freya will pass her MOT and all of the things will be brilliant, and we will drive across that ferry in January with no problems whatsoever. Take care and have a fantastic Christmas and a happy New Year. Bye!